Hi everybody, Matt Weatherly here from Public Sector Personnel Consultants with a brief overview of the upcoming classification and compensation study. We wanted to highlight everyone's opportunities to participate, introduce you to the study and what to expect, maybe a little bit of what not to expect, and then we'll turn you loose on some homework that you'll have a chance to work on over the next couple of weeks. Again, the full name of our firm, Public Sector Personnel Consultants. This is all that we do. We work with public employers throughout the United States to update job descriptions, conduct salary surveys, and update compensation plans. We've worked with just over 75 different public employers throughout the state of Texas. We've done quite a bit of work in the Dallas and Fort Worth area. Some of our current and recently completed studies include those for Frisco, Denton, Addison, Fort Worth, Dallas, Irving. All that experience just qualifies us to ask good questions. So in your case, what factors influence the town's ability to recruit and retain staff? What other employers does the town compete with for you to come to work for them instead of maybe the city next door or a couple of cities over? The process itself will take about 90 to 120 days. So I wanted to map that out in pretty much two major project phases. The first is a review of your job descriptions. You'll be asked to complete a job questionnaire that will enable you to either update your job description or at least provide some highlights on the actual job duties that you perform while you're at work. The questionnaire is available online. It is also available as a Word document. So there'll be a link at the end of this video that will allow you online to create, start, and finish, and then pass along a completed questionnaire to your supervisor. That information is used usually a couple of different ways. The most critical is to ensure that when we do a salary survey, we compare jobs based on your actual job duties and not based solely on your job title. Some of the potential outcomes on the classification review are some title modifications, making sure that your job title makes good sense based on what you do. We may break one job title out into two or more jobs. When you fill out that questionnaire, it'll probably take an hour or two. You're more than welcome to work with coworkers. If you share job duties and you want to complete a group questionnaire, that is an option. You'll see those instructions on the online questionnaire. You can also fill it out longhand, that questionnaire, and then put multiple signatures on it. But if you do some unique job duties, even though you might have the same job title as some others, and you feel that you want to submit an individual questionnaire, please feel free to do so. The other part of the project that's probably a little bit more interesting and plays a little bit larger role in the town's budget process is the conduct of a salary survey. We'll be collecting salary plans, organization charts, job descriptions, budget documents from maybe 12 to 15 other cities and towns around. These might represent either agencies that are like your town in size and demographics and services provided, or they may be much larger and they could be a direct competitor. So we'll be working with your town leadership over the next few weeks to identify and confirm the list of agencies. Those will be comparators, those will be competitors, and we'll go job by job. We will attempt to benchmark every single job across the town. Now, ultimately, we won't be able to call every single job a really good benchmark, but the idea is to take that survey data and answer two main questions. The first, how do we look? How do we stack up? How do we compare with those that we're competing with to attract and retain staff? Right behind that is how do we use that market data for the development of a competitive and sustainable compensation plan? When we're done, we'll use that market data to update or present recommended updated pay ranges for every single job classification. Now, typically a study like this is done, I would say, every 5 to 7 years. So it's never intended to fully replace the annual budget process. And as such, I think if the town were already planning for any type of salary administration, maybe it's pay for performance or it's a step adjustment or a cost of living adjustment, all of that is going to continue. We're not intending to replace anything that you perhaps would have been eligible for that the town was planning for really at any stage when you do a study like this. But because it does take maybe 3 to 5 months, there can be a strategy involved to the timing of the completion of the study so that perhaps our findings and recommendations can be folded into the budget process, can be folded into any upcoming budgets. What this really starts to look like when we recommend ranges for every position, everything that we're doing up to this point is a paper exercise, but it becomes a people exercise when we compare your actual salary to the pay range that's proposed for your job description. If anybody falls below the minimum of the pay range we're proposing, we will certainly be able to tell the town, hey, there's a cost associated with adopting this pay range because we can't have anybody below the minimum of what we recommend. Don't go buy a new truck. Don't expect a windfall. We've never seen anybody get rich out of a salary survey or a compensation study. But we're not intending for anybody to go backwards either. So it's really intended to have only positive outcomes and to inform whether it's the upcoming budget or multiple upcoming budget cycles. Sometimes our findings and recommendations require a couple of years of implementation, so we may be able to help the town prioritize any available funding to move either closer to market or to catch those positions up that are the farthest behind. Let's say we survey 40 or 50 different job classifications. Invariably, some jobs might be in really good shape compared to market, and others have fallen behind. So we want to leave behind really a recommended plan that's sustainable, that's defensible, that's competitive, and that maybe hopefully all jobs have a similar relationship to market. Again, maybe 3 to 5 months. I will thank you in advance for filling out that job questionnaire. We'll do our best to work with Human Resources to provide an update and communicate some of our progress along the way, as well as our findings and our recommendations. Again, thank you in advance for filling out that questionnaire. Hopefully we do get to interact ultimately with some members from the town in person, just kind of depending on the state of the world. But in the meantime, know that we're working busy behind the scenes, just like you will be over the next couple of weeks on those questionnaires. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to Human Resources, and they will do their best to answer those or get those questions passed along to us. So again, Matt from Public Sector Personnel Consultants, appreciate everybody's time, and good luck with that questionnaire. Thank you.